Hey witches, if you are enjoying Waking Up the Witch, then you're definitely going to want to check out my magical shop, Moonbee's Wellness in Medford, Oregon. We have a curated collection of crystals, incense, sage, witchy books, tarot, oracle, and so much magic made locally here in the Rogue Valley. Whether you're just beginning your witchy path or you've been on this journey for quite a while, we have so many items to support where you are in your journey. And we ship anywhere in the US, so no need to be local. But Moonbees is more than just a shop. We are also a sacred space and supportive to your healing journey. I'm a Reiki master, and I also offer a lot of intuitive sessions, including past life readings and past life regression sessions. And all of this can be done virtually online, so I can help you no matter where you're at. Come visit us in Southern Oregon or follow Moonbees Wellness on Instagram and Moonbees_Medford on TikTok. And remember, magic's this way.
This episode of Waking Up the Witch is brought to you by Taylor Pickett Styles. I'm Taylor Pickett, and I am an intuitive hairstylist in Southern Oregon. I offer in-person services as well as online tutorials on how to care for your curly hair, how to properly shampoo your hair. If you're a hairstylist, I offer lots of education and one-on-one consulting on how to build your clientele and take care of your clients. If you're interested in any of these services, please reach out to me. There will be a link in the bio. I also offer organic hair care from Innocence Organic Beauty, and you can also buy that online through me, link in the bio, and also on my Instagram page, Taylor Pickett Styles. I also have a TikTok page if you're into just talking a little bit more deeply about things, going into deeper dives about hair care, self-love, and self-worth. My TikTok handle is Southern Oregon Curl. And don't forget, tame nothing, nourish everything. Enjoy this episode. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Amber.
And this is
Waking Up the Witch. We're your neighborhood witches. Each week, we talk about all things witchy and connect with other humans in a storytelling format about navigating life on this floating rock.
We're two curious ladies trying to understand the human experience. But while we do that, we think it's important to honor the people that lived here before us and honor the cultures and traditions that we're being inspired by.
This podcast is about waking up the witch, which means we are learning and growing every day. That being said, we are always open to feedback on how we can do better.
The views and opinions of our guests don't necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Waking Up the Witch. Now, let's go, ghouls.
I'm crazy seeing an email from Chiani.
Yeah, they're forwarding it to their marketing team.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That would be a game changer.
I mean,
that would be our biggest thing yet.
100%. For sure. And we've done some pretty big things.
Yeah, we've done some crazy shit.
We did some crazy shit early on, which blows my mind. We had like 5 episodes.
Well, it's just people trusting and believing. Like, everybody starts somewhere, and just because we don't have 20,000 followers doesn't mean we're not like putting something really important out into the world. We just need people to like trust the vision and keep showing up when we're in our grassroots
totally
era, really.
I do love,
and people do trust it, and people are showing up, and they don't even know what the fuck they're signing up for, and they're just like, the vibes feel good, I'm gonna do it.
I mean that's the craziest part of it all is like, for the most part, people have been very open and receptive and excited, like our guest today.
This was
cold open. Hi,
welcome to Waking Up the Witch. I'm Taylor.
We should do that more.
Yeah,
Hi, I'm Amber.
Good morning.
Good morning. We are,
Today's guest was
yeah.
really, 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 really wonderful. And I also just like cold DM'd a bunch of people without doing research either, which I like because I
You're
like
so
to
good
be
at that.
surprised and go into it without any like expectations. And I'm just blown away at her beauty and resilience and vulnerability
Yeah.
and authenticity, just like so
Ugh,
many of the words and the things, but
everything
just
that we love here.
um am feeling very emotional right now.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't help to think like I can't wait in 5 years to like look back on our story again and then tell it again from
Yeah.
like the lens of the future
Yeah.
because I feel so deep in the middle with you of something so big with this podcast and Moonlight and Magic and like all the things that we're building and creating. Like, I just, everything feels so big right now.
Yeah. This last year
It's
especially
been crazy.
has been so
I
wild
just spit
and
everywhere.
yeah, I'm so grateful. I love the like energy that you and I bring together and create together and the balance that we have and like just your ability to be able to just like cold message people is amazing and a gift and
They either ignore me or they say no.
yeah.
So if I'm prepared for that, then that's
But I
fine.
love it, like, and this last year being able to, like, connect with so many other people who've been reaching out to us, like, wanting to be on the podcast,
It's
um,
magical.
and, like, it really just trusting, like, our intuition with it and just all the people we get to talk to. And it's always been this way, like, literally every single time it's like, "This is my favorite episode."
Yeah.
Like,
I
when we're
wonder
in
if
it.
we're gonna ever interview somebody like, I think we'll keep that.
Yeah, we've yet to do that. We had, like, one get lost in just the shuffle of, like, life and all the
Oh, yeah,
transitions,
sorry, Cassandra.
but
We're trying to get
eh
it out there.
well, that's on Patreon.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we
What's on
posted it
Patreon?
on Patreon, I think in
Amazing.
December, so
Yeah. And it's not because we
patreon.com/wakingupthewitch.
didn't like it. We
No,
just got
you
busy
had to
and forgot.
move and life was changing again, and you know what? We're a team of 3 trying to make it happen over
Yeah.
here
But we're more organized than ever.
ever.
We're treating it as a business and not a hobby. Like it's not, I was thinking also while she was talking, we used to just like show up here after work in the dark and like be
Yeah.
getting wasted off wine
Yeah.
and like just be giggling. Like it's crazy what this has turned into.
Yeah, we've evolved quite a
Also,
lot.
people really start at the beginning, and I feel like they should start from now and go backwards because there was chaos at the beginning. But it was
So
fun.
funny. I think some people listen like, I think a lot of people know podcasts have been around for so long that we kinda know, like, you're gonna have that messiness in the beginning when you're trying to figure it out. And, like, honestly, our most recent episodes typically are, like, our most listened to ones, so I think people are starting at the top, and then if they like it, they go back and listen to the mess, so thank you to anyone who has done that and has
And
been on the
anybody that's
journey.
been here for the last 4
3
years, 3 years.
3 years. Yep, crazy.
Wow.
That's a long time.
What a I don't know the word. Evolution.
Yep, it's a journey, it's a transformation,
Love it.
just like the story from our guest today.
So many beautiful
Wow.
reminders.
I mean, I just like for me, like it's so validating because I feel like I know I said it so many times here, but like truly, you have so much evidence in your past to like trust the unfolding of the universe. And like when things feel so hard and uncertain and unknown, like life is always working out for you, especially if you can like surrender to the
If you
mystery
let it.
and the magic instead of like forcing things to happen. Like, every time I have felt like unsure or scared or nervous, it's just like, just surrender, like, just trust this process. This is all a part of the journey. It's all part of the story. And like, then things fucking happen. And like, to see that she recognizes that so much in her own journey, and like how truly being like, oh no, I'm so scared, everything's falling apart again, I've worked so hard for this, and to like reframe and be like, actually, what is looking for me now? Because the like, something is opening up here and we're not there yet. And to
Mhm.
trust that, and then bam, there it is, the thing finds you because you have fucking surrendered.
Life's not supposed to be easy all the time,
No,
but
it's
you just have to kinda let it do its thing and maybe just try not to overreact. Feel your feelings,
yeah.
but, like,
It can be dramatic for a
know that
moment.
you're supported. I feel yeah, like, maybe I'm too nonchalant about things nowadays, but I've just been through so many, like, tower moments,
Yeah.
phoenix rising from the ashes that it's just like, "All right, let's fucking
And
go."
that's the
I
thing.
know
You have
something
the
better's on the
evidence.
other side. I know
Yep.
that the hard stuff leads to the good shit.
Yeah, exactly. So honor it. I'm stoked. We hope you enjoy this amazing episode with
Yeah,
Stephanie.
I did.
Thanks for listening,
Don't
and
forget to go to Patreon. Come hang out. You
patreon.com.
can do it for free. You can do it for money. We'd like your money if you want to give us some because it will help. But there's a lot of good stuff over there. And
Get
go
in on the
into the group
chat.
chat. We want
Come
to
talk with
chat.
us.
We want to chat. Okay. Patreon. Patreon.
patreon.com/waking up the witch. Okay, so we're just gonna close our eyes if that feels safe. Plant your feet if that's comfortable. And we're gonna take 3 deep grounding breaths together, breathing in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Here we go. Breathe in and release. Letting go of the day and arriving here in the moment. Another deep breath in. And exhaling any expectations or concerns. One more big breath in. And release. Fully arriving in this present moment. And we'd like to invite in our guides, our higher selves, our ancestors, and any loving, supportive energies to this space, helping to create a loving container for openness and vulnerability and realness and rawness. We're so grateful for this opportunity to connect with another amazing human. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Hello. Good morning. Please
Good.
introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Stephanie Caponi. I am an astrologer, a tarot reader, and an author. I have been reading tarot for more than 20 years, and I center my work around exploring shadow work, healing, and creativity using tarot and astrology basically as a vehicle to access the hidden realms of the self.
Love
I
that.
established my thank you.
Yeah, so good.
Thank you. I established my business after I created my first tarot deck, which is called the Moon Void Tarot.
Amazing.
Ooh, I just got
Yeah.
chills.
Okay, so we would love you to take us back to the beginning and tell us how you became this magical being that you are today.
Oh, wow. How far back are you looking
Some people tell
for
us about their
specifically?
parents and their grandparents, so
Yeah.
it's however
Oh,
you want us to start. We like from birth.
I love it. My mom loves telling my birth story.
Okay, we love to hear
She
birth
likes,
stories.
she says that they were not trying actively to have me, but my dad was like, I'm like, you are 1,000% pregnant. Like, you need to go to the doctor and like confirm this. And he talked my mom into it. And she was like, no, I'm not pregnant, blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
sounds like me.
Yeah. And she went to the doctor and they said she was not pregnant. It was a negative. And she went home and she was so sad.
Oh,
And she was like, I really thought I was. And that's kind of the moment she realized she really wanted children.
Wow.
And of course, spoiler alert, she was pregnant the whole time. She was just so tiny that
Okay.
it didn't, and it was so early that they,
Wild.
in the late 1900s, they
Yeah.
could the pregnancy tests were not what they are now. So she, they're pregnant with me, and she said she had the easiest unmedicated birth. She was like, "You flew out of me."
Wow.
She's like,
Lucky.
"My doctor wasn't ready," and I know, right? I'm like, that was not my experience having a
No.
child, but yeah, she says that I was the easiest pregnancy, easiest child, just happy. And my mom, fortunately, at that time was able to be home with me. So, and I was the
Mm-hmm.
only child for the first 5 years. So my mom and I were like,
Besties.
Love it.
yeah,
Your dad sounds intuitive.
Right.
He knew.
yeah, yeah, he knew. He always knows. He knows a lot of stuff. He
Love it.
knew when my grandmother was going to pass and
Wow.
before anybody else did. And he just has always kind of had this intuitive side that he doesn't really do anything with. It's just like, yep, that's my knowing.
I love it. Amazing. Okay, so tell us about your childhood.
So my childhood was, I had two parents that pretty basic. Mommy stayed home, dad worked, but my dad is a dreamer and a salesman at heart. So he would jump around in those jobs. And that
Mhm.
meant that we had to move a lot. So that was, I think, the
Mhm.
deepest part of the foundation. Your subconscious mind is formed in the first 7 years of life. And in the first 7 years, we moved 4 times.
Mm.
Wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was constantly
Me
starting
too.
over. Yeah, you too?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Lots of moving as a child.
It's my mom framed it. She was really good at like framing it as like we get a fresh start and a new beginning. You get to
Mm.
meet all new friends. And she's like, this is going to help you when you're older. You'll be able to
Yeah.
walk into any situation and just be able to talk
Truth.
to anybody and not feel awkward or, in your shell. And that was very true.
Yeah. Totally.
That definitely set the stage for that.
Are you like moving states? Are you moving just
Hmm.
okay. Wow, that's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
So
That was
where did you live and like where did you go and where did you settle?
We started in Michigan.
Okay.
That's where I was born, and that's where my parents were born. And then when I was a year, my dad got a job in Kansas. So we moved to Kansas for, I think, a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And then he took a job in Texas, and we moved to Texas for
Wow.
3 years. And then he took a job in Georgia. So we moved to Georgia, and I was there for 3 more years. And then we moved back to Michigan, and I was there for, I think, until that was like middle school and like a little bit of did like the first few months of high school. And that was
Mm-hmm.
the other thing. They
Wow.
never moved in the summer.
I
We
know, I was
always
gonna
moved in the
say you're
middle
moving in the
Yeah.
of a
middle of a
school
school
year.
year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Always.
So
I would
hard,
start
especially as you
I
get
would start in one
older.
state. It was really hard.
Yeah.
I thought I was stupid,
Oh,
honestly.
no,
When
that's
I
so
for the
relatable.
longest time because my
Oh,
grades were terrible because you're
oh,
starting in one state doing
yeah,
their curriculum, and then you move states and you're in the same class, but
seriously.
the math is totally different. You're
My,
learning
Mm-hmm.
like,
different
high
things.
school credits didn't, like, transfer to one
Well,
school because, like, one structure was, like, a full credit for each semester, and every other high school I went to was, like, half credits, and so, like, my whole second semester doesn't even exist. And so I had to retake like fucking freshman PE my senior year of high school because
oh
it
my
didn't
gosh.
like translate, and it's so crazy. And yeah, moving state to state, like it's so different getting into the middle of a class and their curriculum. It's you really fall behind or you're ahead or you don't really you can't keep up. And I totally relate with that, like feeling stupid because you just like weren't on the same pace as everybody else.
And my parents didn't really understand
Yeah,
that that was going to be a thing.
right.
And they were like, like, you're such a smart girl. Like, why are you doing so poorly?
Mhm.
Like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
You're like, I
Until
don't
I
know what the
really did.
fuck's going on.
I really did. I thought things were really wrong with me for a long time.
That's so
I'm so sorry.
sad.
Yeah, like, as soon as I learned about, like, what affirmations were and, like, you can reprogram all of your
Yeah.
beliefs and, like, neuroplasticity, I was like, "Oh my gosh, like, I can change
I
all
get
these
to
things,"
shift
and
it. Yes.
yeah, and it's funny now because I write books,
Yeah.
and I always felt like such
Yeah.
an idiot.
So
Right.
I was telling someone the other day that doing this podcast has made me not feel stupid. I thought I was stupid for so long. And then I listened to myself talk back and I'm like, oh, like I actually sound educated and normal and like not like a white trash idiot.
Right.
And I don't know where that was planted in my brain either, but
Right.
just listening to myself talk, I'm like, oh, that came out like I thought it sounded in my head. It's crazy.
It's so interesting how people think. We all think of ourselves as, not good enough in all these
Right.
Yeah.
different ways, and when we discover that that's not true.
Liberating.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
everyone listening can find that. So, were you able to make friends every time you moved? Were you having a hard time with that? Did you keep any connections?
It's so interesting. When I was very young, I would make wonderful friends every time. And like there would be a big going away party.
Oh,
And, I have my mom took a lot of pictures and kept photo albums. So I have all these like beautiful, like even if I don't fully remember them, when you see the
yeah.
picture of
Yeah.
it and your parents kind of tell you the story of it. And then, like later elementary school, I think when I moved in the fourth grade, that's when I had my first experience of feeling very othered. It was my first time in a public school because I'd always gone to Catholic school where
Okay.
everybody's wearing a uniform.
Yeah. Everyone looks the same.
Everybody looks the same. You're not aware of anything. And then in fourth grade, we moved to like the nicest part of town, basically, because they had the best school district. So that's where my parents
Yeah.
wanted to live. And as soon as I got into school, I learned what cliques were, and I learned
Mm.
that I was wearing the wrong clothes
Yeah.
and I was the new person. And so I
Mm.
just, I was really shut out, and that was really hard. And I was at that school for 3 years or in that school district for 3 years, and then at the end of 7th grade, I found out oh, it was awful. I'm like, I have to hug my, like, inner
Mm.
child, like, all the
Mhm.
time. I had, like, a best friend, and I thought she was so cool, and I loved her, and I was so happy to, like, have my person, and then at the end of 7th grade, I found out that she had, like, leveled up to, like, the more popular girl table,
Mm.
and she was throwing a party and told everybody not to tell me, and I found out
Oh.
about it.
Hey.
And no, it was so I'd
Oh.
never experienced that before. I'd always been well-liked,
Mhm.
and it was so bad that, like, I was having so many and I just had so many problems in those years, and my little sister was having trouble reading, and she ended up having to repeat the 2nd grade, and my parents were like, we need to leave. We need to leave. We gotta move. And that was
Mhm.
the only time we moved within, like, the state. Like, we didn't leave the state. We just left that school district and we moved to a
Wow.
new place because they didn't want her to have the shame of having to repeat 2nd grade at the same
Oh,
school.
totally.
So I'm very grateful for them. And then I was fortunate enough to, like, leave that group of friends, and the next school we went to, it was night and day different. Like,
Mhm.
being the new kid in 8th grade, and people were so kind to me
Mm.
and interested. So it was, and then we moved again in the middle of ninth grade, and that school was awful. So it was just this
Oh my
like,
gosh.
but I feel like I was supposed to have those
Of
Of
experiences.
course.
course.
I was supposed to understand the duality
Right.
And
of
also, like, you were the same person at all these places, and it was just the situation that changed, and it's like, you can stay yourself, but if you're in the wrong place, then you're not gonna be treated the way you deserve.
right. But I think that there's just something to that. I don't even like I feel like it's a like you don't really understand things unless it's a lived experience.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that when you're doing this work, especially if you're doing it from a place of like pure inclusion, You have to
Mhm.
really know what it feels like to not be included.
Yeah.
Ugh, chills.
Mhm.
Yeah, that
Well,
resonates a
we
lot.
talk all the time about, like, if you're put here to be a healer, like, you have to go through some shit or you
Yeah.
can't relate or help people grow and heal because you just have to go through the muck
Yeah.
of it all,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
Yeah, there
sucks
was
sometimes, but also it's great because, you know, I mean, we're here for all these life experiences and to feel
yes.
it all and do it all, you know?
Mhm.
Mhm. And I think, like, we go through some of our hardest things in our youth that
Yeah.
Yeah.
feel like it's really thrust upon you, and, a lot of people hang on to that stuff and
Yeah.
form their whole set of beliefs around it without
Mhm.
realizing that, those things could help you tap into your great gifts.
Exactly.
Truth. Yeah, and it could be used as, like, an excuse for your whole life, but it's like if you use it as, like, a tool of reflection or just, like, something yeah, I guess reflection and something to grow from. I think also when you're that age, everything feels life or death.
Yeah.
Like, everything felt so much
So
bigger
big.
than it was. Like, I
Totally.
just was always, like, crying on the bathroom floor, everything's the end of the world. It's just like but it's really not that
Well,
deep,
and we
but it
don't know how
feels like it
to
is.
we don't know how to regulate our own
And we're just
emotions.
getting hormones, and
Yeah,
you're like, "That's a new
everything's
feeling
wild.
too." Yeah.
Yeah, and your body changes, and then your body changes, and everything changes.
Everything.
I swear, I went to bed on my 12th birthday and I woke up with a woman's body.
Like,
And then
"What the heck?"
I know. And all of a sudden, I started getting treated very differently. And I
Different.
was too young to understand what that was.
Mhm.
Yeah, did your, like, mom or your parents, like, talk to you about what to expect? I know, like, a lot of kids are, like, growing up in our generation, it was still kinda hit or miss of, like, openness or we don't talk about that.
So, my mom, who had been home with us kids forever, um, it's so interesting because she is like when she started hitting her midlife transits,
Mhm.
for astrology folks that know that you turn 37 and you start to go into your
Everything
midlife
changes.
transit, everything changes. And she made the decision um, to go and get her master's so she could start contributing because the economy changed,
Yep.
and then she got pregnant with my youngest brother. And
Oh
so
my
she
god.
was navigating like new motherhood and at 37 and trying to,
How
go to
old were
night
you?
school. I was 9.
Oh,
Mm.
So
wow. That's a
I was a
big
lot of
gap.
help.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like they thought they were done
Mhm.
with having kids and then surprise. Um, so she was going to school to become a counselor. So
Mm.
she was reading all of these psychology books. And I was, 9, 10, 11, 12 when she was in that because it took her a long time because, 3 kids and
Yeah.
we moved also, of course,
Of course.
naturally,
Had to.
course, had to had to also move from, Georgia back to Michigan, move cross country.
Wow.
So, but she would read these books and she would hand them to me and she would be like, "I think you should read this too." Because it was a
Mm.
lot of she wanted to work with like teens.
I love that.
Yeah, so her career was for a lot of it for my teen years and my sister, she was working with at-risk youth. And like all the
Mm.
books that we would read them together. And we would
Mm.
talk about our bodies and like she was very we were very close and she was I think she got sparked that my interest in psychology and personal growth and personal development.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Your parents sound wonderful.
Thank
It's
you.
not always the case on this podcast, but they
I
sound
They did
um
the best they could with the
Right.
right.
tools that they had,
Right.
and I was angry at them for
Of
many
course.
things for many years, and then I was like, do I stay victimized by this or do I love what is?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We also have a lot more tools just as a society than any of our
Now,
parents or
yeah,
any of the previous generations did. And so
totally.
just like,
Yeah, they had no help. We didn't have like family. I didn't have grandparents that were in the picture. So
yeah, that's
they did
hard.
it all like they were like I didn't appreciate it until I became a parent
Yep.
Right. Mhm.
Mm-hmm. I feel like you
and it
can let a
really
lot
helped.
of shit go when you become a parent, or you see a
I'm
lot of flaws that you're like, that was actually fucked up and I would have never done that.
There's that too. I feel like all of the years I spent like healing my inner child and like having these corrective experiences, I'm like, all I needed to do was just become a mother and I would have let all of that go.
I feel you. It has
Like,
softened me in so many ways.
And at the end of the day, they're just fucking humans too. They're just people. And that I think has helped me so much with like my own upbringing is like, it sucks what happened and I have a lot of growth and things to work on because of what happened and I have been doing that work because of what happened. But at the end of the day, like you're just a human having this impossible human experience that led us all to deal with this one big situation, or several
yeah,
situations rather. But yeah, they're just people. Parents are people too.
yeah.
So walk us through I guess if you have anything else you want to say about like growing up and in high school and stuff like that, or if you want to move on to like how your life started after you graduated high school.
Yeah, I mean, high school was hard. We moved in the middle of my freshman year and I had started that year on top of the world. I had like made the varsity swim team and I was like one of 2 freshmen that like made it. So I was hanging out with
Wow.
all the older people and I was like having that sisterhood.
Yeah.
And, I'm the eldest daughter, so I've never,
Mhm.
I've always your eldest daughter is parentified child. So I was
Yeah,
actually in a
same.
situation where I had older girls that were looking out for me
Mhm.
and taking care of me and
Yeah.
showing me really cool, interesting things. And it was awesome. And my parents let me stay and finish the season. And my dad had already moved to Florida.
Wow.
That's
And my mom
amazing.
stayed there with me so I could finish it out. And
Wow.
then she brought the kids and we moved to Florida. And I went from living in a small kind of liberal arts town in Michigan to living in a Florida city that was very, very different.
Yeah.
The freshman class alone was the size of my entire high school.
Holy
Mhm.
cow.
And I was so lost. I was lost in the classes. I couldn't connect to any of the kids. It was a really hard time. And I was kind of hell bent on self destruction to punish my parents
Mhm.
because I wanted them to feel the pain I was feeling.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Been there.
Relatable.
Yeah.
But that's also when I started reading tarot cards and discovered spirituality and
How were you introduced
crystals.
to
And
that? Or was it just like you saw it and was like, "Yes, that's me."
it was like many things. I think it started, the craft came out.
Oh,
So cool.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the year before, and I was just like, "That is me. I feel this.
Mhm.
I've never felt so connected to a group of teenage people." And I was
Every
like, "Yes,
millennial's witchy awakening is the
yeah,
craft.
it's real." It came out when I was 13. It was like so part of my soul.
Yep.
And then we moved away, and I had made friends with a girl that had a deck, and then she had an aunt that we went to like dinner at her house or something, and she did a reading for me, and I was like,
Cute.
I must.
Cool.
I must get
Ah,
my own. And I remember like saving up babysitting money because I was too afraid to ask my parents
right,
for them. They were like really against like all the music I listened to. And they were
right.
trying to they were like, don't tell anybody you like Tori Amos. We're so sick of hearing about fucking Tori Amos.
So you went to Catholic school. Is it
Yeah.
safe to assume that you were raised, like, in Catholicism too? Yeah,
Yeah. I
okay.
went to church every week.
That checks.
And the thing I liked about church was I liked the ritual.
Well,
I was like,
Catholicism
this
is hella
witchy as
witchy.
hell.
Yeah.
Witchy.
But
If they
it
could
really
get it
got me
together.
like, yeah, if they could get it together, the rituals. Like when I learned about like witchcraft and like bought my first like witchcraft book, I was like, oh, the rituals felt like second nature to me because I was used to that,
Right.
all the
Uh-huh.
rituals.
I think
Yeah,
most
so I
witches were raised in some kind of organized religion. We all took a drink of water.
I love
at
that
the
we're all
same
like,
time.
we're gonna have a drink to this.
Yeah.
The blood of Christ.
Oh my god, I'm like being so loud.
Amazing.
We
That's
love loud
really funny.
witches.
Yeah,
A cackle.
Yes.
yeah, it was a good cackle.
So did you hide it from your parents then when you got the deck?
No, I'm not
Okay.
a good liar, and I
Me
have no
neither.
poker face.
Same.
I was just like, I'm of the, I will do it and like, and then ask, like, apologize later.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so while we're
They
here,
didn't take them away.
That's amazing.
what is your big three?
I'm a
Please.
Leo sun,
Of course you are.
Scorpio moon,
Oh.
Libra rising. So I've always felt like goth
Okay.
Barbie.
Love it.
Yes, we love that. Taylor's a Scorpio sun and I'm a Libra sun.
Yeah, so we love that.
So cute.
What are your moons?
Okay, I'm a mine's psychotic. Scorpio sun, Cancer moon, Pisces rising.
I want to hug you.
I'll take it.
So funny. We got to start letting you do yours last because then I'm just like, oh yeah, that's
Okay,
cute.
I'll do it for the future.
'Cause
Tell me
yours
yours.
is-
Tell me yours.
I hope I get a cute face too.
Okay.
So Libra sun, Sagittarius moon, Virgo rising.
Which we love.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
you're like, all right, let me get it on track now.
Uh-huh.
Love the
She
Virgo
keeps me in
risings.
line. Yeah.
Yeah, this
Also
shit
love
is
a Sag
semi-organized.
moon.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I do too.
Thank goodness that
I
you
need
have
I need that.
Yeah.
Yeah. She gets a little spicy, but adventurous and
Yeah,
like I'm
please
just
don't hurt my feelings.
yeah, I'm a down bitch though too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Love it.
Oh, these are so good. I love them.
Thank you. We like yours too. It's
Yeah.
a good one.
Thanks. Thank you.
It feels very like inviting
Mhm.
to me having that, like some of those placements too, but I love it.
I love goth Barbie. That's like spot on.
It's yeah. I'm like
Totally.
the black is black, the pink is pink, and nothing in between.
Yes.
Cute.
Of course the craft spoke to you.
Yeah.
Scorpio moon's like, oh, I found my calling. Mm-hmm.
Well, I interrupted you and I don't remember where we were at.
We
I'm
were
like, I
talking
know. I
about-
was just about to say, what was the?
I got
what was
us
the
Virgo
question?
rising. I put a pin in it. Where you were talking about how your parents knew about your tarot deck, but they
Oh, yeah.
did not take it away from you, which is absolutely wild to me. Growing up partially Catholic, so
Yeah.
amazing, very cool.
Yeah, and there was no like occult bookstores or
Mhm.
spiritual shops really in
In Florida,
in Florida
not
at the time. So
surprised.
Barnes and Noble had
Okay.
one
Yes.
like section of a bookshelf that had one tarot deck for sale with one
Mhm.
book and like a few astrology books. So I
Mhm.
bought my Rider-Waite-Smith deck there, which I
Yeah.
still have, and I bought the little like booklet, figure out what the cards meant, and it was so hard to understand.
Yeah.
Rider-Waite is very dense. I find
It was just like the descriptions of the core cards, and this is like pre-internet where you
Yeah.
couldn't just like Google a meaning. I'm like going to my parents' like Webster dictionary to see what does swarthy mean.
What does swarthy mean?
I don't
Still
know.
don't
When I
know.
made my
I don't know
tarot deck,
either.
there's no people on my core cards in my tarot deck because I'm like,
Okay.
no, we don't
Mhm.
subscribe to that. Versus,
Love it.
anyways, yeah. So yeah, started getting witchy and angsty in high school, and then as soon as and I got caught smoking that year in the
Mhm.
bathroom at
Cigarettes.
because I was just cigarettes, and I got like in school suspension, and I'd never even had a
You were
detention
smoking
or
in the bathroom at school?
I sure was. I
That's
told you I was on a
crazy.
self-destruction. I was doing
I was at least in the parking lot behind another
no, I was
vehicle.
in the shower. I was in the girl's shower like an idiot.
Oh my
Is
gosh.
crazy.
It wasn't my idea, but I went along with it.
Okay. You're down ass
Yeah,
bad.
Rebel.
So the next year I was back in Catholic school.
She's found tarot and she's smoking in the bathroom.
She needs Jesus.
She needs
And
Jesus.
she's back in Catholic school where I graduated from that high school. I stayed there for 3 years, and like a month after I graduated, I was like,
Out.
let's get out of here. So
Yep.
I went to college and didn't really look back.
Where'd you go to college?
Florida Atlantic University.
Okay.
Yeah,
Florida still.
Yeah, still in Florida. Well, I didn't have good grades, remember? So I didn't have
Right.
any scholarships. And my parents were like, and I applied early decision to a liberal art, like a private liberal arts school in the most beautiful part of Orlando. And I got in. It's called Rollins College because you could make your own majors. And I was like, I'm going to double major in
Amazing.
psychology and art, and I'm going to be an art therapist.
Love.
Cool.
And my parents were like, okay. And so when you apply early decision, you can't apply anywhere else
Okay.
until you hear back and you get your acceptance because you make a commitment that you're going to go to that school. So I missed all my deadlines with every other college and I got accepted. And my parents were like, oh shit, we have enough money to send you for 1 year. Do you really
Yeah.
want to take out loans? And I was like, I do not. And they're like,
Yeah.
well, you better find another university, which FAU, that's kind of the joke
Mhm.
is FAU, find another university. It's terrible. It's probably better now, but it was like,
That's so funny.
nothing special then. It was just
Yeah.
like I got there, I hated it, but I was like, I'm here and I don't care and I have no motivation. I was a really lazy, like tired, sleepy, unmotivated in my late teens and early 20s.
Same. It's so
mean, I
crazy
really-
that we're expected to go like right into college and know anything about our future. Like our brains aren't even fucking developed.
I worked, I worked a $10 an hour job at the YMCA and I spent the rest of my time laying on the couch watching Law and Order SVU for like
Amazing.
3 years.
Obsessed.
There was just nothing exciting. I was like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I'm not excited about any of this. I didn't even, I hated I ended up studying. I have a BFA. So I have my Bachelor of Fine Arts. So I studied painting and historical painting methods and art history. And
Fun.
I left school and I was like, I hated all this so much. I don't even want to draw anymore. So I didn't make any art.
Ugh.
I was really in like the most blah phases for several years.
Dang, that's so sad.
But you did do it and you finished it, which is an accomplishment.
Yeah. My cool dad is actually pretty scary if you don't, do those things.
Okay. That's fair. So how old were you when you graduated?
From college, I think I was 21.
That's so crazy that people are already graduated from college by 21. Just babies.
With a bachelor's.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so then what?
Yeah, I wasn't qualified to do anything.
No. Old enough to drink, I guess.
Yeah. When I was in high school, I wanted to just get out of high school and go to beauty school. I really wanted to be a hairstylist.
I'm a hairstylist.
I was like, you get to be creative and you make a ton of money and set your own hours. I want that. And my parents were like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
They're like,
They'd probably
we have
change
money
their
set
tune now. I feel like it's a great job. Yeah.
Well, after all of the things that I couldn't get hired to do, I ended up working at a hair salon as a receptionist. And that feeling never went away. And I had like, after the salon job, I think I worked for a mortgage company as an office manager because it was like a salaried position with healthcare. And I was 22. And I did it until the housing market crashed in 2000 and like, I think the bottom really fell out in like 2007. Like 2008 was like the big,
Yeah.
you know,
2007, it was really
Pluto
getting
into
started.
Capricorn and everything. But yeah,
Yeah.
2007, the Florida housing market was really in trouble. And so
Mhm.
they gave me the option to go work for another part of the company. And I was like, but I'm due for a raise. And they were like, you're lucky to have a job. And I was like, I don't think so. And I went and I found another job, and I was working at
Amazing.
the South Florida Science Museum, which I thought was so cool. And it ended up being in an office in the middle of the building that didn't have windows, just working on their
Ugh,
computer system.
so sad.
And I was like, I hated it. I lasted,
Yeah.
I think, 3 months. And I went home and told my ex husband, I'm going to beauty school.
Yes.
I have no future. I'm so upset. And this is kind of when I discovered the magic of the universe,
Mm.
because I had looked up a couple of beauty schools and they're really expensive. They were like $25,000 programs.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
they're like, we'll set you up with your financial, like you take out your loans.
Yep. Still
And
paying mine.
I was like, how do I do this? And then I went out to drinks with my hairdresser, who I met at the salon I was a receptionist for. And she was like, oh, you go to the community college. They have a technical program. That's where I went.
Amazing.
And I went the next day, and they were like, oh, the program starts in a week. Like it's full. And I was like, so disheartened. And then they like, put me in the thing on like a wait list or whatever. And then I got immediately,
Oh,
they called me, they're like, "You want it?" And the whole program was only $3,000, and you paid
wow.
per class. So it was
Dang, I fucked up.
$150 a class.
That's
So it ended
amazing.
up like totally working out that I could afford to put myself through without taking out any loans.
Amazing.
And yeah, like it just I was a hairdresser for 10 years
Amazing.
and
How
I
was
loved
it?
it.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was some of the most fun times I've ever had.
And
Mm.
then why'd you stop?
Oh, because my whole life fell apart.
Well, we'd love to hear
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. Yeah. All of a sudden, just everything changed and out of nowhere. I had been married for, I think I was married for 9 years. And it was in 2016, the last 9 year that we had.
Wow.
2025 was a nine.
Yeah.
So it's a cycle endings. And I got
Completion.
married. I married my ex husband in a 9 year. And then we split up the following nine. It's crazy.
Wow. Chills.
Yeah. And I left the relationship and I quit my job, and I was like, I lost all my friends, first of all, and my
Mm.
family wasn't speaking to me because they were like, your husband was so nice. He
Oh,
was so good to you. You guys had such a great marriage. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I
oh,
was like, yeah, he's a really cool guy.
not happy.
We do not have the same future goals in mind, you
Mm.
know?
Yep.
So I was alone and confused. And that's when I started reading tarot and oracle cards very seriously. And it started as like, watching people online doing tarot readings, and then
Mhm.
wanting to know more about it. So studying more, buying decks, and, going beyond my little book that never told me anything, but I read for fun, for funsies for 20 years or however many years.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, like everything in my body was like, you're done with Florida. It's time to move. And
Yes.
I moved to New York with no job,
Amazing.
plan, no real place to
Wow.
live. I rented an extended Airbnb and lived in the middle of nowhere and just worked on healing.
Did you feel like circling back to quitting the salon, did you feel like you just weren't in a place to take care of other people anymore, like because of what you were going through, like job wise? Because I mean, we are taking care of people like all day, every
Yeah.
day.
At that moment, I was so broken
Yeah.
by everything that was happening that, yeah, like I walked into the salon one day and I was just, everything was so loud
Mm.
and
Mhm.
everything just felt really meaningless. And I was definitely battling like some serious, like, depression and having a
Yeah.
spiritual awakening and just
Mm-hmm. Well, and you're expected to
couldn't
be on
function.
no matter like what you're going through. And
Yeah.
if you can't do that, then yeah, it wouldn't be a place you could be.
Yeah. And just you know how it is when you just outgrow
Yep.
relationships.
Yep.
It became so so apparent to me, the distance. Like I took a week off to go up to New York to just like rent a place and stay in the woods by myself for a week
Mm,
or 2 weeks. I think I took 2 weeks off. And I'd never gone anywhere alone for 2 weeks. I've always been around other people. I'm very social,
mhm.
definite extrovert, but I was like so hermiting without realizing it and just like trying to figure it out and thinking, okay, I'll go away for 2 weeks and sort myself out. I'll come back.
Yeah.
And like, I came back and I just walked in and I like the smell and the noise and the people and just like everything just felt really fake.
Yeah.
And it felt like a life I didn't recognize anymore.
Wow.
Chills.
Amazing. I mean, sometimes like completely removing yourself is the only way you can hear yourself, like hear your intuition and know what it is you're supposed to do. And when you're feeling like that deep depression and you're just in that auto response to life, it can be torture and you can't understand where it's coming from. And it's like you have to go inward, you have to go out of the world that you're used to find the answers and to reconnect into yourself. And when you do that, sometimes everything changes, which is like part of like why we avoid it sometimes because it can be so scary. And you're like, do I have time for a fucking crisis right now in my life to like burn it all down and start over? Not really.
No. And that was like definitely the first time I'd ever gotten quiet enough to like really look
Yeah.
and let that stuff come forward. And there was so much that came forward that was like, I have been going in the wrong direction
Wow.
for years.
I'm so proud of you for just like choosing that for yourself. I think it's really hard and it really is scary and it takes like deep love for yourself to recognize like I just need to go do this regardless of what comes of it.
I think that if I would have known how hard it was going to be
Yeah.
and the fire I was going to walk through to make those changes, if I would have known that was the stuff that was going to happen, I wouldn't have done it.
Of
Mm-hmm.
course. Of
You
course
know,
not.
after, studying the spiritual aspects of things and learning about what a spiritual awakening is and learning about clearing space in your life for endings so that new things can come in. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm doing that. And then I expected that all of my dreams were going to come true.
Uh-huh.
And it didn't. It
Mhm.
was just like, oh, the bottom just keeps getting
Yeah.
like,
There's
there are new layers of the low of like, because I'd been working as a hairstylist, as I mentioned, but what I didn't mention was that I had a really lucky meeting with a client that was working for like an interior design magazine that was looking for a
wow.
watercolor artist.
Amazing.
And the woman that they wanted to hire was on maternity leave and had turned them down. And they're like, we want her, we want this style. And my client was like, oh, you're an artist. You do watercolor? And I was like, of course I do. You know? And
Crazy.
she was like, oh, do you have a portfolio? And I was like, no. And she was like, go home and make a Pinterest board and just upload your stuff onto a Pinterest board and send it to me and I'll show it to like the editor in chief.
Wow.
And a week later, I was working for a magazine.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's
Yeah. So I
epic.
was like, yeah, it was like 4 or 5 days a week at the salon working. And then on my days off, I painted for this magazine and it was a huge amount of work.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I worked for them for like 4 years. And so I made so much money. I was
Mhm.
making the same amount at my salon as I was making as a watercolor artist.
Well,
I guess I was wondering how like financially you could step away from the salon
Yeah, I
because
was like,
like
"Oh, I need to like tell I need
yeah,
to
I've
tell that
never
part of the story."
been in a space no matter how much I was struggling, where I could just like not go in even if I didn't want to,
I loved doing the art, and the hair was wearing thin on me.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time got to the end of my hairstyling career, I was only working 3 days a week in the
Mhm.
summer
Mm-hmm.
times, 4 days in season and 3 days off season. And I would just go home with all of my cash tips, and I had like this beautiful vintage jewelry box that I would roll it in. I would take them, and when I would get to 1,000, I would roll them up, rubber band them, and I would amass all this cash, and then I would put it in a bag. And I lived in a cute little neighborhood that had a downtown, and I would go to the bank and I would put it in a safety deposit box. Like,
Amazing.
I would just have stacks of checks from the magazine that like I was too lazy to like deposit, and like cash everywhere. I was a mess. I was like overspending, over shopping. Like I would just like I developed a really awful shopping addiction because I was trying to feed this thing inside of me
Right.
that
Mhm.
was unsatisfied,
Yeah.
and I didn't like who I was becoming, and my house was looking like a hoarder house. But when I did leave, I had all of that money in savings from when you are going to take the time to spend on your mental health and step away, it's really like save all the money you can
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
so that you don't have to work. Like that first year in New York, I didn't work.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
That's so nice. That's really smart because I think most people don't do that because they're just in survival. And it's like, when can you take that break? How do you walk away to take care of
Yeah.
yourself?
Well, it's like I was in that masculine energy
Right. Mm-hmm.
where I didn't want to look within. I didn't
Yeah.
want to be soft. I was in a relationship where my partner didn't value the stability that I did, and we didn't,
Mm-hmm.
want the same things. He's a super cool guy. Like I said, he wants to travel the world and be Anthony Bourdain and, eat at food trucks and or little food stalls in remote countries and, stay in hostels. And that's not me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll be at the Four Seasons. Um, I wanted to buy a house. I wanted to like invest
Stability.
and yeah, I wanted to like and it was just like, oh, we're going to take another trip. Okay, we're going to travel and we're going to, stay in our little house that costs nothing for rent. And
Mm-hmm.
like, I felt like I was never getting to the next level of life.
Right.
Anyways, so yeah, um, I never really, like, I had all this money that I thought I was going to use as a down payment for a home, but that didn't happen. It ended up being my mental health year.
Yeah.
And moving from, I think we split like a $1,200 a month house, like a full on house by the intercoastal, and, moved to a shoebox that was, 26.50 a month.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Needed that. I needed that money.
Worth it. Yeah.
What did you do during this full year that you took for
Mm-hmm.
yourself?
It was such a hard year, and at the time I hated it, but
Yeah.
looking back, it was so important. I didn't take like a gap year in between high school and
Mm-hmm.
college. I always was either in school and I was always working. I never just like had a summer off or
Mm-hmm.
and so having that time, the first thing I did was I signed up for a ton of tarot classes because I'd never known anybody else really that read tarot cards except that one friend that I met
Mm-hmm.
when I was 14
Mm-hmm.
who wasn't in my life for very long. But I'd never taken like a class from a teacher and I'd never experienced reading with other people. So the first thing I did was I took a class from Lindsay Mack
I
and
know
I
that
loved
name.
it. Yeah, she has the Tarot for the Wild Soul podcast,
Okay.
and
Okay.
she actually has
Yes.
a book and a deck coming out this year. So good job,
Fun.
Lindsay. Excited for that. Yeah. And it popped up like on Instagram that she and Jeff Hinshaw, who had the Cosmic Cousins podcast, they did this in-person immersive tarot, like 6 months journey
Cool.
every year. And it was like, you could say, like, it just happened that like 2 weeks after I moved to Brooklyn, it was starting, and I
Of
was like,
course.
I got to do this. And it was really expensive. You know, it was
Mm-hmm.
like almost $3,000. And I was like, I don't have a job. I'm on like a very fixed income, but like,
Mm-hmm.
I got to do it. And I joined it, and it was like every week, it was like 3 hours a week. And you would go in person, and like, it felt like group therapy.
Mm,
You're studying the tarot, like very in depth, but like in an embodied way, not in a like, let me just write down the meanings. And
mm-hmm.
it was just like you were every week, like you're so in it. And all the people that were there were also on a healing journey. Like it wasn't people that were like, I want to learn it so I can become a tarot reader. Like I had
Mm-hmm.
no interest in becoming a tarot reader,
Mm-hmm.
even though I had started working on my own deck, because that was kind of like my healing project. Yeah. So I was kind of drawing myself, like, self-portrait,
Oh.
experiencing each archetype. And I didn't show it to anybody. But then when I joined this group, I started bringing every week. It was like, okay, it's the high priestess week. It's
Amazing.
the Empress week. So I started bringing my like little tarot cards and sharing them with the group, and people were really encouraging of it.
Oh.
And I started taking astrology classes and breathwork classes and meditation classes, and just because you're in New York City, there's so
So
much
much.
community around it. So
Yeah.
I went to everything. And I made friends from the group that I was part of, that we all supported each other on the journey. And we would get together in Prospect Park and read tarot cards on a Sunday
Mm,
afternoon, and then, have dinner together, and we'd, you know, do all these things. And so even though I didn't have, like, I had a bunch of new people in my life. So it was like new friends. And also I started like dating and all healing around that, so I didn't make the
mm-hmm.
same mistake again. And then I ended up taking a job as a nanny, because I was like, do I want to have children? I'd never wanted kids before, but I
Mm-hmm.
really was sad, and I'm like, I feel like I want the joy of a child.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was a nanny to a 3-year-old, and while I worked on my tarot deck.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. And then the second year, all these people started coming into my life, that it was like very synchronistic. Somebody who I hadn't spoken to in 20 some years reached out from high school, and she was a graphic designer. And she was like, I saw you post pictures of your tarot deck on Instagram. It's so cool. Are you going to print it? Are you going to sell it? And I was like, it's a lot of pictures of me. This is my healing
It's
project.
my
Like,
journey.
I made them like tarot card size, and I cut them out. So they were like a deck of my drawings.
Oh.
And she was like, well, I'm a graphic designer, and I can help you lay them out. And she
Crazy.
Wow.
did, like, for free.
Wow.
And then I reached out to Claire Goodchild, who does the Oddities Oracle decks, because I loved her stuff. And I was like, I don't know if she'll talk to me. She's so famous and so cool and so talented, but I really liked her cardstock.
Oh, yeah.
And I sent her, an Instagram DM, and I was like, would you mind if I asked you where you get your cards printed? And she was so nice, and she sent me the company like right away, which the company's called makeplayingcards.com.
Amazing.
Yeah. Like,
Simple.
that's like one of the number one questions people ask, because they're afraid of like talking to
Yeah.
but like, I've been the new girl a million
Right.
times, and I don't like mean girl energy. I hate
Right.
it. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
if you have a question, you want to know, I'm never going to gatekeep the information, like, or make you feel
Oh, we love that.
I
awkward
mean,
for asking.
Yeah.
yeah, just from us like cold DMing you immediately,
I
so
loved it. I was
So
like,
kind,
kind.
so welcoming. It's
let's
like,
be friends. Let's chat.
love it.
Yes.
You can tell that's who you are at your core.
Genuine.
Yeah.
Thank
Totally.
you. Yeah. So she sent me the thing, and I reached out to the company and made my first like deck.
Ah,
And then I was
what an
like,
Cool.
accomplishment.
thank you. And I had another girlfriend who she's like a marketing genius, and she had her own company where she makes pitch decks for people, like big, like
Cute.
big companies, big tech companies. And she was like, I'm going to like treat you like you're this. And, she like really helped me like
Ugh,
set the foundations of like having a business. And um,
amazing.
so I not crowdfunded, I pre-sold
Mm-hmm.
the decks on Instagram.
That's so
And then I
amazing.
sold, and I sold 100. I was able to like buy 100 copies of the deck, and then I sold them, and then kept.
Yeah.
You were obviously like meant to do this. Like
Yeah.
everything has been like pushing you and like supporting you all to this moment.
And you keep arriving like right on time to like
Mm-hmm.
every part of your life. It's like in 1 week, this is happening. In 2 weeks, this is happening. Where it's like,
It's crazy,
it's
but
exactly
also
right.
I spiraled. Like I don't want people to think that I'm like such a lucky girl. Like I spiraled the fuck out
Of
at every turn
course.
and
Of
didn't
course.
and was so confused. And yeah, so I basically spent the next couple years selling the deck, and then that's when I kind of got the confidence to become a tarot reader.
Yes. Oh my
And
gosh. I
I
love
walked.
that you had to make your deck first to even get to that point.
Yeah, it was. I went into a
So
shop.
sweet.
I went into a really cool metaphysical shop that also was like ethical clothing and jewelry and just
Yes.
cool vibe. They had a coffee shop and a wine bar.
Cute.
It was
Goals.
awesome. Yeah. And I asked if they would be interested in stocking my deck. And I was with a friend, and she was like, and you should work here. You should be a tarot reader. She's a great tarot reader. And I didn't realize I was talking to the owner when this happened. And she was like,
Of
oh,
course.
let's make an appointment. I would love for you to come in and do a reading for me, and we'll see if it's a good fit. And that's kind of what launched
That's
my
so
tarot
cool.
reading career.
Amazing.
Like I'd done like, one off. People would like send a friend to me or whatever, but it wasn't like consistent in that. So yeah, I started reading all over New York, and then during the pandemic, my babysitting gig went away, and
Oh, yeah.
it wasn't really a thing to do Zoom clients yet. So
Mm-hmm.
all my income disappeared, and I had sold out of the tarot deck, and then you couldn't ship things.
Oh my
The
gosh.
mail was
Yes.
like, so
All
I was
backed
like
up.
freaking out, like, how am I going to survive? And this is the craziest part of the story, my friends. I was spiraling really bad and like going back into like a deep depression of like victimhood. And like I worked so hard
Yeah.
and it all just fell apart. And then I like stopped myself and I was like, wait, if somebody came to me for a reading and they were saying this, what would I say? And I like
Mm.
started cracking up because I would be like, oh my God, like obviously you're getting rock bottom because there's something else that wants to connect
Yes.
with you.
You already
So
have
then
evidence of that.
I was like, oh my God, I wonder what's looking for me. What's looking for me? I'm just going to like live my life and relax. And I had I had a client that had bought my tarot deck. She bought 2 copies. She got a reading with me, then she bought a deck for herself and one for her bestie for
Mm.
Christmas of 2019. Well, the best friend was an editor at Penguin Random House.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Girl.
And she sent me an email
Ah,
and she was like, we're looking for an author to write this intro to tarot book,
oh my
but our
gosh.
turnaround is so tight. You got to write a book in 3 months. Do you think you can do it? Do you have time?
Holy
And
shit.
I'm
Like, I have all the
cackling because I'm
time.
like, I have nothing but time.
I
Oh
have
my
so
And
many
gosh. Me
chills and like
too.
water in my eyes. Like this
Yeah.
is amazing.
Did you do it
yeah,
in 3 months? That's like,
I did it in 3 months.
wow.
I want to say I was finished. I wrote it like May, June, July, maybe. It was done
Wow.
by like mid-July and it came out in October that year.
Wow.
What's
And
the name of the book?
it's called Guided Tarot.
Okay.
And like I don't want to sound braggy, but
You can
Brag,
brag.
girl.
Do it. We want you to. You deserve it.
it's been like in the top spot in the tarot category on Amazon for 6 years.
Wow. Queen.
Amazing.
It's yeah, thank you.
That's
It's sold,
epic.
hundreds of thousands of copies, and it got me my agent and my next book deal
Oh
and
my
the one
gosh.
after that, and it really launched my career.
Well, we obviously have to
Ugh,
get the deck
I know.
and the book in here. She has a metaphysical shop that we have this separate room that we're recording in right now, but she has decks and books and
That's
stuff.
so
So
cool.
we
You
would
gotta
love
Added to my next
love
shipment.
to have it.
Just added it.
Nice. While we're sitting here.
and I thought it was just so crazy that you guys reached out to me about the storytelling. And I'm so honored to be on your
Mm,
podcast because I think that the storytelling is so important and it's such a
yes.
way to connect community and
Yes.
to share that, like, when you look at somebody, it seems like maybe they're an overnight sensation or an overnight
Right.
success. And
Right.
It's
it's like,
a
no, things are
journey.
like a culmination of many, many, many years of things.
Totally.
But my book that just came out in July on my birthday, actually, just crazy,
Amazing.
is like my first book where I actually get to go into storytelling. So a lot of the stuff that we talked about on the podcast is all
Wow.
in my book.
And
So
what's
many
that book
chills.
called?
It's called Tarot for Manifestation. I got to design the cover and I got to illustrate it too.
It's so
Wow.
beautiful.
It's like your soul in this book.
Yeah, like I got to illustrate
Cute.
it. It was so much fun. But yes, I get to talk about all of these stories of trusting your intuition and even when it makes no sense and nobody is supporting you or
Yes.
clapping for you.
Truly. I mean, tarot is storytelling. Like, it really, like, the whole major arcana is this story evolution of life, this cycle that we continue to repeat and find ourselves in. And how do we, like, grow through it and the knowledge that it gives us to continue and to start again. So I just, like, I love that so much that you get to put your story in that book too, because it really is that example. And like doing Waking Up the Witch, we always say, like, for us, like, the biggest thing is, like, life can feel so isolating sometimes when we have these experiences and we feel like no one understands, or like no one could possibly understand what we're going through in that moment. And like, we really are so much more connected. And even if it's not the same exact story playing out, there's so many things where it's like, we're not alone. Like, someone else has also, like, had that experience. Like, even just talking about moving so much as childhood, I'm like, oh my God, I don't feel so alone
Yeah,
in my
every time
experience.
we talk to somebody, we're going, "Oh my god, same,
Yeah.
same." And it's just like, I think it makes
It
us
connects
all
us.
feel less alone.
Yeah.
And like, we just want, obviously, our guests to feel like heard and seen, but just the listeners to feel heard and seen by the stories of the guests.
Yeah.
It's so important.
It's inspiring because it's like, even through this turmoil and even like you just choosing to face your shit and
Hmm.
like go inward,
Your
how
dark night of
life
the soul.
changing that was for you. And with like, yeah, if we knew how painful it would be, of course it would be hard for us to choose that, but like how fruitful it is to go through that tower moment and to have that experience to completely like shed and change and be like fucking true death and rebirth energy. Like, now on this side, would you choose it again? Right.
1,000%.
Exactly. And I think like that's going to inspire so many people too, to like, look what can happen when we actually, face the pain and the hard stuff that we have to go through. Like, if we keep avoiding it, we can't get to the good part. We're just like prolonging this painful piece of like not living in our true alignment and our true authenticity. Like, we're staying in this relationship because, my family wants that. They like, and he's a good guy and all the right reasons, but it's not what's
Yeah.
aligned. And so the moment I get to choose that that's no longer in alignment at the next part of my journey, everything else gets to happen. But without that piece, you're just
And that's
going through the
yeah.
motions.
It's so and it's so hard to leave it because it's
Right.
Comfortable.
and it's
Easy.
comfortable. It's the devil,
Right.
Hmm.
because the thing that's scarier is the uncertainty.
Yeah.
Hmm. Ooh, chills.
Kicking out the bottom of, your hierarchy of needs, the
Yeah.
bottom of Maslow's pyramid, like you got to kick that out.
Yeah.
And then I won't
That's such a
sugarcoat
crazy
that.
way to
That's
put that. Seriously, though.
It's true.
I am curious, like, because I believe that, like, being loved in the right way helps you to figure out, like, who you are, and, like, I wanna know how you met your partner now and how motherhood has changed you in all of this because, like,
Mm.
being a mom has oh, here I go again. It's just changed me in so many ways to make me more brave and, like, more delusional in, like, the things that I want out of life, and I just wanna hear that for you.
I love that. I always knew my current husband. That's the
Oh.
crazy thing.
Wow.
I was friends with him in college. He was in my art program, but I was already dating my ex-husband.
Wow.
And so we he was always like such a we had such a special connection, but like I wasn't like super physically attracted to him.
Mhm.
You know, it wasn't like a I'll only throw my boyfriend away because like you're the thing. Emotionally, he scared me
Mhm.
because I felt so seen and raw and vulnerable in front of him.
Right.
And I couldn't hide and I couldn't play games and I knew that whenever I was around him, I wanted to be the best version of myself and I was not ready to be her.
Mhm. Real.
And
Right.
we went our separate ways. He moved to California after we graduated and I stayed in Florida and he ended up getting married. But my ex-mother-in-law lived in the same neighborhood as him in California. So when I would go visit my mother-in-law, my life is real weird.
So
I would
psychotic.
be like,
Can't
"We
make it
can
up.
see." I can't make it up. Or like, if I'm gonna fly all the way out here and spend 4 days with your mom, I want to
I
see
wanna
my
see my
friend too.
friend.
So I would get to see him and his wife, and the four of us would go out and have a good time. And he would come back to Florida and visit, and we'd all go to Miami and like party down in South Beach
Oh my
together. And
gosh.
like we saw each other back and forth for many years. And then I got divorced first. And when I told him, it was kind of like he was just so there for me and so supportive
Mm.
and kind. And like it felt like it was becoming something else, but again, I wasn't ready to be the
Mhm.
best version of myself. Even though I was like writing like love letters to the universe, asking for my perfect partner
Mm.
and like trying
Right
to,
here.
but I was convinced that it wasn't a long distance relationship. I was convinced I know best. I know my man's in New York.
Mhm.
And so I ended up dating somebody in New York instead of like, we were supposed to go on a trip together and I canceled it and I started dating somebody else that I moved in
When did
with
he
and
get
got stuck in the
divorced?
pandemic. He got divorced right after me.
Okay. Crazy.
Yeah, I'm
Wild.
sorry. I skipped that part. Yeah,
Yeah.
he ended up
I'm like, "Is he
divorced,
still
like
married when you're talking? You shouldn't go on this trip."
no, I'm sorry. We were
Okay.
both divorced.
Okay.
Yeah, I got divorced in early 2017 and at the his was finalized like beginning of 2018.
Wow.
And then
Crazy.
we started coming together and it felt really uncomfortable and scary.
Yeah.
People we talk about, especially women, we talk about avoidant men
Uh-huh.
and not realize like I thought I was dating all the avoidant men. I didn't realize I was the
The
avoidant one.
avoidant.
I was the
Wow.
one that didn't want to have true intimacy with somebody. So
Mhm.
I did that. I broke up with the New York boyfriend and I went on a deep dive of what am I really afraid of and how can I get past that so I can really find love or I
Mm.
can be ready for love when it
Mhm.
really comes. And I did just so much like EFT tapping and like
Yes.
writing and crying and processing and like basically fighting this old identity of hiding in relationships and being afraid of intimacy. And then this fucking guy comes back again.
Like,
He's just
"Hey."
Right.
waiting.
And it was different. It was different this time, and we talked. We were long distance for 2 months, and I've which was interesting because you can't be physical with somebody.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It was just purely like an emotional connection, and falling I've never fell in love the way I fell in love with my husband,
Mm.
and I realized that, like, there was nobody I was gonna meet that I was gonna be able to, like, let my walls down unless it was somebody that I had known me in all of my, like
Everything.
Yeah, he's seen it all. There's nothing to hide, and he liked all of it.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So we were married like 6 months later, and we were pregnant
For
like
sure.
7 months later, and
This has been
it's
like
just been
Wow.
such a
20 years
great
in the making.
20 years in the making, and yeah, we've been,
Oh,
you know, together for 5 years now, and it's so good.
amazing.
And
We love
then
them.
tell us about motherhood for you and what that's been like.
It is a tower of a very different variety because it is such a rebirth.
Mhm.
And again, like it's another spiritual awakening. It was like I'm not the same person, and everything I built my business on, I don't really resonate with a lot of that anymore. And I
Wow.
don't even know what to call it now. So I'm kind of like in this very quiet space of in what way am I meant to serve now? Because I feel
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
way that I've served like I closed my books. I don't do one-on-one readings anymore. And I don't really know. Like, I feel like I'm just kind of like I had to get quiet that first year in
Mhm.
between building the business the first time and leaving my previous because I was a different person. It's the same thing. I'm in this,
Mhm.
becoming a parent. I have, like I said, years of working on boundaries and people pleasing just healed in an instant.
Right. Yeah.
And just seeing through a lot of the illusion of the spiritual community
Yeah.
Mhm.
and not wanting to like get angry about it and like shout about it and where I see a lot of posts that are doing stuff like that, but I just am like I don't know that I resonate with a lot of the people that I used to like.
Yeah.
Like, in what way? Can you be specific? You don't have to, like, throw anybody under the bus, but just,
No,
like,
I
what you mean.
just like the ways of honoring your energy and seasons and cycles of life, and it's different when you're a parent and you're co-regulating for another human.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I don't even know how to explain it, but there's new wisdom and I haven't downloaded it all yet.
I
But
feel that.
Yeah.
I know that there are new things that I'm going to be doing because I am rebirthed as well.
Mhm.
And I hope that it is around um supporting women in a new way and
Mhm.
in more tangible
Yeah.
community-based ways. I'm starting to see the gaps in um what the spiritual community is really offering.
Well, yeah, it's like a person with a small child doesn't have time to, like, sit alone and meditate for hours and, like, go to all these classes and do all this stuff to, like, be spiritually, like, aligned or in tune, like, that's just not a realistic thing. Like, I can't go even get my fucking nails done. How am I supposed to go do all this other
Well,
stuff?
and how are we raising our children? Where are the spaces
Mhm.
for families that
Mhm.
are spiritual? Everybody wants to be a millionaire CEO, spiritual
Uh-huh.
CEO, but what are we doing to actually like help support the people that don't have, childcare
Yep.
available to them? I live in a very red state.
Mhm.
Where
I
are
live
you
in a
now?
very I'm in Florida,
Oh, okay.
and I moved here with no community other than like I moved back to be near my parents. So
Yeah.
we could raise our daughter near the grandparents, and the only like not the only, but like if you're not going the daycare route or the nanny route, what do stay-at-home moms do? The places that have programming, they're all churches.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why don't we have this for the spiritual community?
Right.
I think you're finding your next
I
calling.
know. What are you gonna create? Because other
It's
people are
scary because
looking for it too.
I don't wanna I don't wanna get burned at the stake.
Right.
It's
Of
hard
course.
to
Yeah.
And
but
you're not in
it's
a safe space either, like being in Florida.
yeah, I don't wanna put my child in danger, but
100%.
No.
I'm seeing, like, what is really missing, and what
Totally.
Yeah,
it's in that. So
I
I don't know
totally.
if
Yeah.
that
I
was a
mean,
good answer to
no,
your
that's a great
question.
answer.
Totally.
We have like a little side business. It's like a event company where we're trying to get like-minded people together. It's called Moonlight and Magic. And our next one, we really want to create, it's just like a spring market for the community, but we want to create like a little conscious kids corner where we have
Mhm.
like all these little dabblings for the children. And so everybody wants to bring their kids and like have
Yeah.
them experience all of that. And as a mom, I want to be able to like take her to all of these things and I
Mhm.
want her to see these things and I want her to be curious and like open always. And so the town that we are doing it in is very like tiny and liberal and
Mhm.
cutesy and spiritual. And so it's not like a unless somebody comes from the town over with their big Trump truck,
Right.
then like
Yeah.
we're pretty fine.
Yeah. On a whole, we're in kind of 50-50, but very conservative leaning in Southern Oregon and Eastern Oregon as a whole. So we do get some of that. Our last event.
We had everybody shuttled in and there was like this woman and thankfully because there's like a woman on Facebook talking about how we're the devil and we're like
Mhm.
shouting all the devil things and like we didn't have the location of our event online and people were shuttled there because we were like nervous to bring people or yeah, we just are nervous to have that public, I guess.
Yeah. So we get
It's
that.
it's scary, yeah.
Yes.
But it's like I want to have a space where I could come with other parents and
Yeah.
bring our children and let them make freaking fairy wands and flower
Yeah.
crowns and make little spell jars and learn about herbs and
Yeah,
learn
Yeah.
about nature and properties of crystals
same.
Totally. And where is that?
and not have it cost, millions of dollars that, like like normal regular
Accessibility. Yeah.
folks. Yeah, like
Yeah.
accessibility and
Yeah.
inclusion are so like
Huge.
huge.
More than ever.
Community and family in spirituality is a big deal.
I
It
think so.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that you will either create it or find it or the universe will find you and your place in
As she
it
does with you.
because that is how it works. And
And you're putting it out there.
yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah, I haven't spoke that like out into the universe and like this is going to be public. So I'm like, oh
yeah,
goodness.
I know.
It feels
Sometimes I
like
forget we're not just chatting.
I know.
I know. Well, you guys, you've created like such a beautiful
Mm,
like container.
Thank you.
thank-
It feels like I feel like I'm, part of your coven and I'm
You
You
are.
very
are.
grateful.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
being here.
That's exactly our intention. And we're just so grateful that you could be in this space with us and feel safe enough to share these depths of your heart. And hopefully it helps you in that process. And we know it's going to help so many others too. All right. What do we need to know?
So like I love that the 10 of cups is on the
I
bottom.
have so many
Wow.
chills. Of course, of course.
And I pulled this today, this morning. Like I always ask questions in the morning and do my daily um pulls and I was feeling a little sensitive
Yeah.
this morning for whatever reason because I'm a Scorpio moon and
Uh-huh.
us water moons, we're just feeling all the feelings 100% of
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, what support is available for me today? And I pulled the 10 of cups and it makes perfect sense because like this is such a like a family
Right.
feeling.
Right.
Oh my God, that's gonna
Well,
make me
I'm
cry.
feeling too, like with what you just shared of like what you are desiring for the future, like that's 10 of cups too.
I
It's
love it.
happening.
It's happening. So let's pull a card for the collective for 2026.
Oh yeah, we love that.
We're in new energy. I'm sure by the time this episode comes out, it'll either be like before or very close to the February new moon, the lunar new year. So
Mm,
we finally get out of wood snake and get into fire
yes.
horse.
Ready.
So what is just something that we all need to know as we make that very big transition energetically?
Cutest face.
The King of Pentacles.
Yes.
I'll take it.
What's really standing out to me from this is not only like a confirmation of all of the hard work that you, the royal you, all of us have been putting in is finally going to yield like results.
Mhm.
It's a reminder that like the good shit really takes time.
Yeah.
If it's going to be something really lasting, takes you got to you got to really let that stuff take root.
Roots before fruits.
Yes. Like this
Wow.
it's slow, but it's the things that you want. Like,
Yes. I love that with the intention too of going into Year of the Horse here in about a month because it really is that. It's so much buildup and so much time and energy and like leaving Year of the Snake where we are like in that death and rebirth and that renewal energy and we got our new shiny skin and we're feeling good.
not
It's
so
gonna
rough.
be just yeah, still a little sensitive, a little tender, but yeah, we're just like it's momentum and it's like, okay, now it's just gonna start to snowball. It's gonna start to flood
Yeah,
in.
things will start compounding.
Yeah.
But
I
again,
feel it.
like the horse is like got the
Still work.
momentum and got the movement, but it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, yeah. We're still going, we're still working. Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's like forward motion, like we're in it
Yes.
now. We're into the future and we just gotta keep going with it.
I love it.
Love that so much.
Yep, that's all I've been calling in. So I feel that
Yes.
so deeply.
So good.
Would you like to
Thank you
ask
so
her a question?
Yes, we would love to ask our final questions of you, Stephanie. So our first one is, what is something that you do for self-care that you just can't live without?
I walk every day
That's awesome.
Great.
So good.
while my child naps. I go for a long walk and I get to listen to my podcasts and
Yeah.
nobody is talking to me. I just get to move because, like we said, a lot of times things feel stagnant. And I feel like
Yeah.
the physical activity of movement
Mhm.
gives me that forward push when I feel frustrated that nothing seems to be
Yeah.
changing.
Creates flow.
Yes, that and my nails.
Oh,
Yeah,
cute.
so
That's
cute.
beautiful.
So
Gotta do
cute. Love it.
If you could tell your younger self, and that could be all the way back and all the way up to yesterday, one thing, what would it be?
I would remind her that you never have to seek things out. You need to pay more attention to what's right in front of you.
Ooh,
So many chills.
That is what I was telling all versions of myself this morning in my journal. That was the theme.
Wow.
And I was like, that is the shit I need to hear.
I
Yeah.
need to hear that.
Maybe you need to hear it too.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
amazing.
I just think back to 20 like, you talking about 2020 and everything that you'd worked so hard for seemingly fell apart once again, and then you reframed and was like, "Actually, what's looking for me?" And then it shows
Yeah.
up.
And so it's always right in front of you.
Yeah.
Like whenever I'm like most frustrated, I'm keenly aware that I'm sure the answer is right in front of me and I'm
Yeah.
too distracted with my own BS
Yeah.
to see it.
Totally. We love that. Such a good answer.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Where can
Thank you so much for
people
having me.
find you and connect with you, and where can they get all of your amazing creations and anything else that you'd like to share or plug?
Thank you. Yeah. So you can find me on my website. It's moonvoidtarot.com. When you go to the site, there will be a little pop up and ask if you want to sign up for my newsletter, but really it's a love letter that
Cute.
I send them randomly. I don't push a lot of sales. I really use it as a space to like share whatever tarot spread is really inspiring me or
Yes.
astrological piece of advice, guidance.
Love that.
It's really more of a community care love letter. And on my site, you can find all my books, or on Instagram is like the social media platform I use the most. So it's at
Mhm.
Moonvoy Tarot on all the socials. And as I mentioned before, my new book is out. It's called Tarot for
Woohoo.
Manifestation. It's taking the ickiness and the spiritual bypassing out of the manifesting process, but it's using tarot for more than shadow work. It's using it for prosperity
Fuck
and
yeah.
to really be your cheerleader when it feels like things aren't moving and what do I do in the in between and the waiting. So there's tarot spreads for all of that, tarot archetypes in there, all of the major arcana and several minors from the lens of prosperity and manifestation, and writing love letters to the universe as my favorite manifestation tool.
I love that. I can't wait to get it and read it and, fully embody it too. So
Thank you.
amazing. Great job. Congratulations on all
Woohoo!
that magic and just this beautiful
you.
life that you get to live out this go around.
Thank you. It's been so great I feel like I want to know all of your stories and
We posted them. They're on.
Yeah, they're in our
podcast.
feed. We did recent
I'm going to
ones.
go do a deep dive.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. So, we understand that this can really
It's a
create
lot,
like a
yeah.
vulnerable hangover sometimes. Like I think I was like, oh God, oh no, for like 2 months almost for mine. So, we just really encourage you to like take extra good care of yourself. Drink lots of water, be kind to your heart, give yourself some hugs, and reach out if you need any support with that too, because
Yeah.
we totally get it. We have put ourselves through it as well, because it's hard to share so openly and so vulnerably, but we think
It's so important.
it's so healing for ourselves, and it just connects us into that greater collective. And hello, Pluto and Aquarius, that's what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Love it.
Well, thank you,
Thank you,
Stephanie, so
Stephanie.
much.
This episode has been produced by my husband, Curtis Burgess.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Waking Up the Witch.
And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email us at wakingupthewitch@gmail.com.
And don't forget to head over to the link in our bio on Instagram for all the ways to connect with both Amber and Taylor. And go to moonbeeswellness.com for all your self-care and witchy needs. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Ow. Ow.